I've already made a video showing the proof of Noah's Ark. I guess this can be seen as a continuation of that video. Look at the obvious proof of a flood. This isn't something that formed in the ocean. But rather, it seems like people used to occupy these structures when the water level was much lower. Think about how, in the days of Noah and his ark, he had to stay waiting on a mountain on Mount Ararat, which is either in or near the country of Turkey. Imagine the height of the water for entire cities to be submerged even to this day. Imagine how much there is below us that has still not been discovered. Just like many of my videos, this one should be self-explanatory. These are the giants that would have existed in the days of Noah. This is yet another proof that God is real, on top of all the proofs I've already provided in this video series. Not to mention, I have 2 other video series that also contain proof that the Bible is real. One of the video series I created specifically focus on how we are in the end times. We are the final generation. I hope you get right with the Lord. Call on Jesus for help. What you're looking is what you think it is, don't doubt. He showed Noah a rainbow, which was his promise that he would never destroy the world from a flood ever again. However, he didn't promise that he would never destroy the earth. He actually will. Look at these giants, and how incredibly weak we would be in their sight. We would be like ants compared to them. They could step on hundreds of us at a time, and probably wouldn't feel a thing. And yet, God destroyed them due to their rebellion against Him. The fact that they became as large as they did is proof that they went against God's natural design. They combined the Dan of fallen angels with human women that they found attractive. This is an abomination in God's eyes. This is the top of wickedness the flood needed to remove. There were other abominations as well. There were animal breeds that were mixed together, that were never meant to share DNA. Don't play with God, especially since He is in the process of unloading 3 sets of 7 plagues on the earth. You can read about it in the book of Revelation. Like I mentioned earlier, I have an entire video series that specifically deals with the end times. Do not ignore it. For your sake. For your family's sake. For anyone that you care about. Please watch and prepare. See these giants as a reminder that when God's judgment comes, you better be on the right side of things. Don't be unsure any longer. I'm sure that these giants would have not done any of the evil that they did, if they only knew of the consequences for their actions. Just open your eyes and see. Don't doubt that these are giants.
Reside on this land, and these trees basically will not decompose, and instead they form these really amazing crystalline structures. And They have these patterns and these colors that are so unique, and they say that this land is named strictly for these petrified remains of the trees. But there are also many rock formations on this area that simply do not make a lot of sense and are also very unique and seem to have characteristics that we could lend to old world construction, but they say these are actually naturally occurring. Were initially petrified, or they were initially formed. So I find that to be very interesting, that they say that we didn't go in and mess around with this land, we preserved it. But at the same time, many of these structures have changed, and they say that was naturally occurring.
Did you really think this video was over? I still needed to show more modern giants. It's incredible how much information is available for us nowadays from events that happened over 100 years ago. Look at the size of these giants. These are nowhere near as close to giants that often confused with mountains, like I just showed you. These ones are noticeably smaller but still noticeable than a modern human could ever be. Still not finished. Ever seen giant animals that are already larger than us, but larger? How about animals that are supposed to be shorter than us, but are actually this big? I don't think I could have ever imagined this could be possible, but here we are.